So somebody posted something about the way you acquire speed is through the release in the golf swing, and that this doesn't have a release pattern. And I thought about it, and it's somewhat true in that you wouldn't really do this, but that's also a little bit of a deceptive move. And I think people think that this rolling motion is how you release the club. And if you look at players down the line, their release is much more this hand passing this hand. So the speed is not this, it's this motion really in a way. So you can in fact, so if you have a trainer and you want to practice more the feeling of how you would release the club, hold your hands up higher here on the, so it planes a little more like a club would, where your angles are more down, and then work with actually this motion. So you can see my hands are now passing each other, so it doesn't mess with the club face, but it still releases the club that way. So that, I think, is a better release motion than this thing, which is a lot of club face rotation. But still a release, it's just a little bit of a different pattern. And I think if you go look at pros, you'll see that a lot of them are doing something more like that than this. So you can work on that. And then the other thing that I'm working on personally is trying to get my rotation to happen sort of as the last thing. I did a video about this the other day, but my impulse has always been to get to the top and start rotating a little bit. And I've gotten better at it, but now I'm really thinking that I need to think of it as I don't rotate till I absolutely have to. So toss it back, let it fall, rotate, start actually rotation of everything at the moment where you don't have to do anything else with the club. So I'll show you what it looks like then. It's a different feeling, and once you recognize that you're basically in position, like Ben Hogan said, you sort of like there's a rubber band attached to this hip pulling you straight back that way. So and he said you can't go hard enough. So that's assuming, of course, you get yourself into a position. So that's not good, but that's a very extreme version. But it's here, and then the release, like I said, is not this motion, it's this hand passing this hand. So, and then that is all one motion through the ball if you wait to the very last second to rotate. So everything goes together with that. So it's a little change for me. I've never really gotten quite to that point where I feel like I'm actually turning that late, but it really solves the problem of getting where you have to stop and throw the club a little bit. You've got yourself in a position where you can just go all the way through it. So I'll show you one more time. Just one, once I'm moving, it's just one continuous rotation through the ball. And as you can see, it produces pretty good power. It's a pitching wedge.